All right, y'all. Thank you. Welcome for joining us. This is actually the first episode of the F.A.T cast. Okay, what I'm going to be doing on this show is highlighting my wonderful clients who I feel like have, achieved a great deal and have benefited a lot from, making fitness a part of their lifestyle. But they're the superstars. They're the ones who's been being consistent and showing up even when they didn't want to. Even when I torture them, as much as I can, because that's my purpose. I have to do that. But these two right here, Lorenzo and Steph, have been with me now for about 3 years, right? They've been very consistent. They don't miss many appointments unless they're on vacation. They go on vacation a whole lot. All right, that's the only time they miss, which is at least once every single month.
I'm retired.
Right, they're somewhere. All right, but yeah, so we'll be highlighting a lot of my members and clients here who just have achieved and has done amazing things, have had great, results, and so we're going to be talking to them today. Lorenzo and Steph, please just welcome them to the show. Applause. I'll add that in post edit. Applause. There's a studio audience here, but no, you can't see them. I'll add them later on. Okay, but welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yes, thank you.
You're a hell of a guy.
Thank you. You don't have to say that anymore. Okay? I'm still going to torture you at the next session. Okay. But let's get right into it. Okay. So let's talk about your background. What do you do for a living? What have you done? Or I know you're retired, but who wants to go first?
Oh, I'll go first.
All right.
I actually retired about maybe 5 or 6 years ago as a result of a back injury.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that back injury, I was encouraged to lose some weight and start an exercise program. And initially, I started out on my own, and that wasn't as consistent as I would like.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried other trainers, and they just couldn't facilitate me because of my back. So as life presents opportunities to you, you see where you can fit in, and I found a home here.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So you didn't just start coming to the gym because I know initially Steph came here alone. You weren't like a raging jealous man because she was here with me by herself. She came here initially by herself, and then next thing I know, her husband's coming too. So please talk about that a little bit.
So I was going to LA Fitness and Aquatic Center,
mm-hmm.
and she came home one day and she said, I think I found a good trainer. And I was like, a good trainer? Let me see. So she showed me these videos, and I was like, I think I better get over there. But this guy's a little exotic. He walked over here in dreads and dark skin and all this shit. I said, I better get over there and just check him out, film a little bit or something.
Yeah.
So I came, and he welcomed me, and he saw me naked. He made me take off all my clothes.
Excuse me? When did this happen?
When I had to get measured up. And
okay. So for the record, you weren't totally naked.
No,
you had your underwear on.
I did have.
I don't support that kind of. I don't do that kind of stuff here. Okay. I don't know what he's talking about.
But he did some things that have never been done before, and I appreciated that, and it gave me a better picture as to what condition I was truly in. And he was able to accommodate my limitations,
mm-hmm.
and he has tremendous patience because some days I come in here, I don't feel like it, and then he says, Lorenzo, there ain't no messing around today.
Sure.
So,
all right, very good.
So let's roll back with it. Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, Steph.
How do I follow that up?
Well, you talk about your own life.
Wow. Okay. So, where would I begin? So, line dancing is, just a passion for me,
mm-hmm.
and it's what I do. I'm a born teacher. I teach for a living
mm-hmm.
in the classroom. I'm just an educator all the way around. And menopause was the change for me. I had never even known what it was like to be tired.
Yeah.
And then came menopause, and my body started going through changes. And those changes I didn't particularly care for.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had a pretty slim frame, and I never really had to work for,
Yeah.
the appearance of it. I was more on the small side, and, menopause just started adding weights that I didn't like. I also have inflammation in the body, so I have other physical things that needed to be dealt with. My main inspiration for working out comes from knowing that in my family, a lot of things run in the family, or I should say, because of the lifestyle of the family, there are several things that family members have complications with, and those are complications that I do not want to have. I do not want to grow older and have to take a lot of medication. I would like to sustain the flexibility that I have and things like that. So that's what motivates me to come into the gym. But just by trade, like I said, I'm an educator, very active in the church as well, and in the line dance, and now also a DJ. So all of those things, I just really want to live optimally. Like, I just want to be in the best health.
You're very active. You do, like you said, you mentioned a lot of things that you do. So you have to make sure that your body is able to sustain your activity. And now Lorenzo has to make sure his body can sustain that activity, because I see you pull him everywhere you go. So he has to be in shape, top shape.
I pull him everywhere I go?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, that's the truth. Tell the truth, Lorenzo. This is your spotlight. This is your platform.
I got an invisible strap around my neck. I'll get pulled in this direction.
So that's actually not how it is. So really, it's because he's my covering as my husband.
Yeah.
So when I go places, if I go somewhere to provide line dance instruction or a DJ, you just really don't want a woman to be in various places without that covering of a man. So that's what that's about more than.
He's a very intimidating force.
God knows she need a cover.
All right, very good. Okay, so that moves me to my next question. You talked a little bit about family background, sustaining your activity and flexibility and things like that. So what made you decide to make fitness a part of your lifestyle? Because it is a lifestyle, or it's not something that you can just do for a couple weeks or just to hit one particular goal. I feel like it's something that you have to add to your life. That's something that you need to do for the rest of your life in order to make sure that you can live a life that's worth living. You don't want to get to a point where you're having all these injuries that they can be prevented if you just made fitness part of your lifestyle. So what made you really can commit to it?
Actually, I love the way it made me feel. 1 year, I didn't teach summer school, so I had the whole summer just to do whatever. And I just found myself doing a little bit of everything: Zumba, line dancing, working out at the gym, running, swimming. I was just doing a lot. And I just loved the way it made me feel.
Yeah.
The best was the runner's high, and then once I started working out, I got to the point where I would get up in the morning, and I was working out by myself. Even at one point, I would just go to the gym, I would work out, and I did have a friend trainer for a short period of time. And I would just feel amazing. I would come home, take a shower, and start my day. And I did that 5 days a week. Nice. And really, it was when I saw the outline of the six-pack that I lost it. And then I just really dug in. And then, like I said, the menopause just kind of shifted that. So I had to make some changes with that. Okay. But it was the excitement that I felt from it.
Lorenzo, what about you? What makes you keep showing up? Huh?
Well,
what made you commit? What made you add fitness back to your lifestyle?
Okay. So when I initially retired, you don't always stay as active as you are. You don't have a lot to do on a daily basis. And I find that my body started stiffening up. And I felt it was very important to stay active. Throughout my life, I was always an athletic and active person, and then all of a sudden just stopped. So I saw the dilemma in that. I saw that me sitting around watching TV and spending time not really moving around, my bones started, stiffening up in my legs and got weakened. And it seemed like overnight. But I realized that I had to stay active and keep moving. And as a result of that, I knew I couldn't do it alone. I'm not that disciplined with that. But it worked out to have a trainer that understands the importance of the different movements of the body and how you can keep them active and create muscle memories, and it worked out. Over the last 3 years, I've had great improvement in mobility and flexibility and strength. So when you see the results, that's your motivation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't see any results, you're gonna say, hey, this ain't working. I ain't gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
But when you see results, then you just keep doing it. You're encouraged to do it. And then, you know, the compliments from the outside
Mm-hmm.
doesn't hurt. You know, when people say, hey, you're 16 years old, I can't believe that. You look like you're in great shape.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, well, I got a wife that's a little younger who acts like she's 25 years old. And if I don't keep up with her, it ain't gonna work out for me. So
That's true. That's true.
I said, I tell my trainer, push me a little further.
Very good. Okay. All right. So yeah, I understand that. Very good answer, Mr. Lorenzo. See, Lorenzo thinks he's slick. Okay. Lorenzo comes in here every morning, you know, with compliments me and tells me how great I am because he thinks I'm going to make his workouts easier. And he's doing this right now in this interview as well, thinking that come Monday the workout is going to be a little easier, but it's not going to happen.
No.
It's been 3 years, Lorenzo. I figured out.
100. I'm like, wait a minute, we'll have the 30 and 40. 100 push-ups.
I figured out your game already, Lorenzo. It's not going to work. Okay.
Mr. Man, can you help me out? Can you give me a break? I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning. Can I start out slow?
No, those times, those days are over. Okay, it's been 3 years. All right, if it was the first month or so, yeah, we would have. It's done. All right, it's going to get worse. Next week the numbers are 200. Okay. All right. All right. Now, next question is, what positive effects because you mentioned something that other people were complimenting you when you go out and a lot of people notice what you're doing. What positive effects do you notice that your physical activity and your new lifestyle change is having on people around you? What positive effects do you think that you're having on others?
Very, very positive. We've even had a few people join the gym because they were just so encouraged. Some people are still on the fence, but people are inspired, and we also give them hope. We hear that a lot, you know, and when individuals reach out and they seem to be a little intimidated by what we do, we just assure them like it's for everyone and you will do what's best for you just like we do what's best for us, and everyone has to start somewhere. So it's definitely a positive influence on everyone we interact with. I was at my job and I was coming through the board office and some guy was like, I know you. He's like, you're that lady, you're that power couple. And then he went on and made me feel like we were superstars or something, you know. But even he was saying how people are just very encouraged when they see our age and see what we do. It encourages and inspires them to, you know, be the best that they can be.
Yeah, because you understand it's very, very uncommon, you know, the things that you two are doing, you know, at your age. You know, I don't like to talk about age, but you know, a lot of people in your age group are breaking down at this point. You know, they're sitting at home, they're not doing much. And the things that y'all do, I got Lorenzo here doing box jumps, you know, doing burpees and all kind of crazy stuff. Yeah. And people wouldn't even be thinking about doing that, but y'all are coming here consistently and y'all do that. So I'm pretty sure that's why they're like amazed at what you're doing, because they're looking at themselves and it's making them look at themselves and be like, could I still do that? Is it possible for me to still do it? And yes, it is, but you just have to get started.
Right.
But a lot of people are afraid of that initial pain that comes with it. Y'all had to go through that same exact pain, you know, where it hurt. And so maybe some injuries even happen a little bit, but you still got to keep showing up.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So what makes it easy for me to commit to is that when you understand what it's doing, it's feeding your mind, your body, and your soul. Mm-hmm. And when you have someone that can encourage you and support you and flow with you in that way, it actually creates a divine bond. And when you have a relationship that all the entities are being fed, you know the sky's the limit. You can grow. And then there's multiple happy moments. You know, you don't have that many discouraging moments, and there's not a lot of conflicts in your world. And you learn to govern the negativity that comes in your world.
Yeah.
So you're strong. You're confident, and all these things are exuded So when the people see you, they say they don't just see the physical me, they see the mental me, the emotional me, and they say, "Wow, this dude is pretty powerful."
Wow.
And I say to myself, "Thank you," because you feeding everything. You know what I mean? And the body needs food, but so does the mind.
Right.
And so if you engage in activities that's continuously feeding it, it's going to grow.
True.
Yeah. So that's what it is.
He's still pouring it on like Monday's workout is going to be easy. But, okay. But this is Lorenzo, y'all. Okay, Lorenzo's going to have his own segment at some point because he's always doing stuff. But I wanted to rewind real fast because Steph said something that brought a lot of things up. You said you're going to do what you can do and what you have to do that day. Steph comes in here every morning with something else that she can't do. Okay, so she makes me modify all the workouts.
Absolutely.
Lorenzo is a witness to this. All right,
that's true. That's absolutely true.
She's our own creator. She's creating workouts and fitness programs. You start out. I don't know anybody can get a massage after they work out. Who gets that?
That's supposed to be. Listen, the massages are supposed to be once a month. Somehow it's become after every workout now, right, Lorenzo? Like she just demands it. It's like she don't say nothing after workout. She just walks to the table and lays there.
This is why she got cover.
I missed that memo. Once a month.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be an introduction.
Yeah,
and then it became a introduction.
I thought it was once a week, and then we just changed it to twice a week. Okay.
Yeah, but she's a boss lady. Okay, so she commands that, and she comes in here and she thinks she can do what she does. But literally just like that though. Honestly, for people, do what you can. All right, but that doesn't mean you don't do nothing.
Right.
Like you come in here, and you have certain things that you can't do that day, but you say, "Can you give me something else?"
Right.
You don't say, "I'm not doing nothing today."
Right.
Do you have a modification for me? And I think that's one of the great things about you as a client is you're always going to go that extra mile. You're not going to come in here and just complain and quit.
Right.
You just say, "Hey, my knee hurts today. Can we do something that's not going to hurt my knee? Can we do another modification of a different workout?" And that's wonderful. That's the makings of a someone who has that determination. Nothing's going to stop them.
Right. Right. If I may, the body tells us, and we really need to listen to it. And when my thyroid went off, I guess about 6 years ago, because I have such a strong mind over matter, I was trying to push through things that my body wasn't physically capable of doing. And because of that, I've learned to listen to my body, and then I tell you because I know you're trained in this area, so if I'm telling you I'm experiencing this, this, and this, you're able to put some things together that I might not really understand. So that's the main reason. So though I am a boss chick, and I say that proudly, I understand that this is your specialty. You couldn't come into my classroom and tell me how to teach my fourth graders because you haven't been trained in that area. So you have to stay in your lane. So I try to stay in my lane, and I know we both leave our lanes at times, but that's what makes us who we are. Yeah. But that's the main reason why. And it's all fun sometimes. Like I'm not doing that. 100 what? And then I sit down and I do it. And then when I walk out of here, you're like, oh, you're going to hurt. And then when I don't hurt, I'm like, yo, I'm really a boss chick because I'm not even feeling it. So I just feel amazing. I really do. Like even that last workout, I thought I was going to barely be able to lift my arm, and I shook that thing. I felt it for like a few minutes, and that was it. So you're really training this body well. Thank you. And that's not because I think it's going to be better on Monday. I already know you turn in.
Thank you.
I already know. So.
But
I'm ready for that.
Good.
Let's go. And also let's add, remember with the car injury, that changed our routine. And that was amazing too, because you did an excellent job with that because you were able to figure that out. Because remember, I had to rest for what? At least a month, maybe almost 2. And then you working with my doctor, that's amazing. A lot of people don't experience that. I mean, he literally follows us on social media now, so he sees what we're doing. And I have not heard him say, oh, well, no, you can't do that. I think it was one time, and I think I told you the modification he recommended, but other than that, it's going well. So that's going to make you better because I am bringing that information.
Because you're bringing me problems.
Right. Yes, because then you don't have to guess. A lot of people have you guessing. You don't have to guess with me. I tell you
but
exactly.
that's part of it. And I think that's what life. People are afraid of problems, but problems are what's going to make you, improve and get better.
Right.
So yes,
Right.
some people might think that you might be a challenging client, but I welcome that. I welcome that because, like you said, I understand that problems are there to make you better.
Yes.
So everything that we went through with the doctor, it made me have to think to a whole nother level to figure out something that will work for you, because I know that you're not going to stop showing up because of the injury.
Right.
So we have to figure it out together.
Yes.
So that made me better. I got better because of that situation. So thanks, Doc. Whoever you're watching.
See how that thing just turned around and I sort of took the lead with that. That's what makes me a boss chick. But it's yours again now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is my establishment. So thanks. Okay. All right. Next question. Was there a time where you felt like you wanted to quit? And of course you didn't quit. What made you not quit?
Well, there have been numerous occasions where, you feel like you just don't feel like doing it. And this is what helps. When you work out with your mate, your spouse.
That's big. Yeah.
That overcomes those shortcomings that you may have. So when I don't feel like it, she's still saying, let's go. And because of that, over time, those events lessen. You don't have many occurrences where you don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are enjoying yourself and you are around people of likeness, then you come. You just come. Because it's like coming to meet yourself again,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the idea of reinventing yourself and getting back to what you used to be, that is powerful. When you can see that you starting to form in that youthfulness that you once had, and like Steph said, when you're young, you have this naturally. You don't have to do a whole lot to get it.
Yeah.
But as you age, it requires a little bit more work.
Right.
And for some people, and for myself, I have to overcome some of the limitations. But when you have professionals who know how to work with those limitations and ease you back into a condition that allows you to grow stronger, and it's just a powerful experience, And then it's all about creating memories, because you remember when you first came, and
right?
And you remember when the guy tell you got 35% body mass fat. You come back and say, "Hey, you doing all right? You're at 28 now. Keep up the good work."
Yeah.
And that's that. These are things that remind you that when you had 15% body fat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, what makes me come, and why do I overcome the negativity that comes to your mind very naturally? Because the mind will play tricks on you. You don't need to keep doing that. You're doing good. You're doing fine. And then you get a gut again. You say, "Oh, maybe I need to keep going." So, but because of that, you love the idea of aging. I mean, I don't have any problem with being an older gentleman, because it's not a bad experience for me,
Right.
So when as you age, you improve yourself, and you keep improving yourself, and before you know it, you're 70 years old, and you say, "Well, damn, I'm still all right."
And you're still doing burpees.
Yeah, I'm still doing burpees, which I hate. Yeah, but so that's it's kind of like the whole journey. You will have moments where you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
You will have moments where you say, "Man, I ain't going to this gym." But because you have someone that you also have to commit to, you made a commitment to come, and we're going to keep coming. And when you say no, she says yes.
Right.
And that's why it works.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I honestly don't have that feeling.
I don't.
Okay. I think the only thing I don't. It's like I set my mind on something and I just go for it. So there are not days where I feel like I don't want to go today. Honestly, the only thing that would make me question it would be if we don't get enough rest because we get in real late or something like that.
Yeah.
But if it's possible, no, it does not. If it's possible to be here,
we went to bed,
we're going to be here. You know,
here at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right. That's just, so honestly, I would say the only thing that ever made me second guess it was the financial aspect. And I was honest with you, I was like, I really want to do this because I think we came in under a package deal or something. And you
package deal ended.
Right, and then you just created another one, and then another one, and then
it could be indefinite. Package deal forever.
But I mean, that's real because a lot of people do not come because they can't afford it. So this is good because you work with people. You have, there's a certain amount that you're going to have to make, but sometimes you make it where like you're okay. Well, if I can't work with just you, maybe we'll do a group. And then you can, you like you said, you get in where you fit in, but that would be the only thing that ever made me question, like say expenses are going up and then like with COVID, money got short because certain positions, got cut and things like that. Right. So we had to make that adjustment and we were able to do it.
I think at one point, right? Yeah, it was, right?
Yeah.
Right after.
Let me ask something to that though, because I got that question before when they asked, say, well, how do you work? I said, I have a trainer. They said, well, how much the training cost? I can't afford the training. I said, well, you got to ask yourself this question. Can you afford not to have a trainer?
Right.
Because how you go to the gym, you get a membership, and you go for the first week, the first month, and then you fall off, right? And you never accomplish your goals. But when you have a trainer who's working with you on a consistent basis, you're going to see the results. So it's not how much it costs to go, it's how much it could cost not to go. So I always tell them, you always have to reverse that question sometimes because there's a cost to not do it. And if you examine that, immediately the answer is affirmative to go.
Yeah, and that's the question I think that of course people know that they think my prices are expensive, but the thing I always say is, how much is your health worth? Is it worth you putting an extra couple $100 to it every single month? You can't even make money if your health isn't right.
Right.
So the first thing a lot of people think about, of course, is price, but they don't think about the cost of not actually taking care of yourself and making that investment. Because all you're investing into yourselves just as much as you're investing into me.
Right.
But you wouldn't keep investing into me if you weren't seeing any kind of benefits from it.
Right.
But the true investment is you're investing into yourself. You're committing to yourself to make sure that you're taking care of these temples, that these wonderful bodies that God gave you, that with maintenance, it will do you right over time. But we're all gardens, right? We're all gardens, right? You have to water your garden. Working out is you watering your garden, taking care of your garden, tending to your garden.
Right.
And when you don't tend to your garden, your vegetation is not going to flourish. You're not going to have good production. So that's part of the things. That's what I say to a lot of people when they start talking about the price and everything. But I don't mind that.
Price. It's
right.
always a price.
It's always a price.
Everything costs. The reality of it is that if you want to go into a healthy lifestyle, then it's not the price. It's more of the what is it? It's the benefit. It's everything that comes with it that is more valuable to you. As I was saying before, at 50 years old, you're no longer able to do what you did at 25, and you can no longer act like you're 25.
Right.
Because at 25, you don't have to go to the gym to stay in a good shape.
Heard a lot of things.
But at 50, you do. You have to go in there, and if you implement it into a lifestyle versus just an activity, then it's all different.
Yeah.
And then people pay for what they want.
Right.
Nobody walks into a car dealership or Mercedes-Benz dealership and say, "Oh, it costs too much." They find a way to pay for it.
Figure it out. Yeah.
They ain't worried about the cost. They ain't even thinking about the insurance.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
you got a $7 car though. Now you got a $350 insurance bill.
Yeah,
You ain't worried about that now.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't mind you got to get premium gas.
yeah,
So when I say to them, your body is just as important, if not more important, than the vehicle that you invested in.
Mhm.
That has nothing but a backlash because it's going to decrease in value.
yeah,
Your body is going to increase in value as you begin to improve it
yeah,
and invest in it.
yeah.
So just have to get into a program such as this one
Mhm.
and commit to it.
Yeah.
And then you find that cost is nothing.
You asked about COVID. I think we started right as things were starting to open back up, but there were still a lot of changes in everybody's life because of it. Because I think I had a lot of time, because I even had a class here, my line dance class here, right? And I think I had like 3 classes in 1 week because everyone wanted to get back out
outside,
again. Yeah.
right. Yep.
So it was like right around that.
Okay. All right. Now, real quick, I know we talked a little bit. We talked a lot about the physical. You touched on the mental benefits, but you haven't touched on how have you seen? Have you seen any mental benefits and emotional benefits from you being more physically active?
I feel like they all go together, because if you're not strong mentally, it will affect you emotionally. And if you're not strong emotionally, it will affect you physically. So daily, I work on trying to make sure I'm the best that I can be in all areas of my life. As you know, I'm reading through the Bible in a year. I do book studies. I lead women's groups, and I just do things to make sure I'm covering every aspect of my life. So definitely, because like I said, I mean, I just feel good. Like even if I'm tired, when I walk in the door, after I walk out of here and I take my shower, I just feel full of energy.
Yeah.
And that physical, that feeling physically helps me
Springboards
in
into
every
everything
other,
else.
for sure.
Yeah.
So definitely has an impact on every
Very
area.
good. Very good. Okay. Now, last question. Okay, then we're gonna finish up. Is I think y'all both kind of like already touched on this a whole lot, but why did you choose focused ambition training?
I can answer that.
Of course you can.
Focus ambition had became a second home. And when you have developed a relationship and you nurture that relationship with your trainer and the place, this is almost coming into a sacred place, becomes a sacred place. And you're able to satisfy every part of yourself. And when you're able to communicate that with the trainer, he's able to coordinate it with your mental and your emotional and your spiritual way. And he even has some nutritional advice in the event that you're having some difficulties losing weight, or you're having some difficulties adjusting with hydration and all these things. So when you're being satisfied in every way, the communication, the engagements, the activities, it's no longer work. It's no longer hard to do. It becomes easy. So focus ambition allowed me that opportunity to experience the transition from just going to a gym and working out and burning yourself out and then going home. There's no real engagements. There's no physical. There's no mental stimulation. And when you focus ambition showed me, I've never had a fitness gym before. Never had a fitness gym membership. But it shows the importance of the existence of something like this, because for those who have a difficult time motivating themselves, this is a perfect alternative. So that's why Focus Ambition became our home. We had other trainers that we worked with over the years, and they didn't listen. They got their minds that what it takes to get you in physical shape. This was the first place that said, let's just get you moving first. Let's see what your flexibilities are. What are you able to do today? And because of that approach, it told me that every trainer is not equal. And you got to find the one that works with you, one that you can communicate with, a word that you can be transparent with. Tell them everything about yourself, and be vulnerable. And he's able to help you. And when you see a likeness of yourself, it allows you to do that, to be transparent. Because it's like looking in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
When you look in the mirror, if you're honest about what the reflection is,
mm-hmm.
you accept. So when I came in here and I felt the not just the environment provided the spirit that I needed to grow, and it made it easier. It made me to make an easy choice. Plus, my wife insists on it.
That's the real answer. I say I like to say
that. Right.
I had to bid and come to her understanding.
Okay. Very good.
I think for myself, I see people as being in your life for a reason, a season, some a lifetime. And I've had, I think, 4 trainers. One was someone who I grew up with in church. And with him, he was the first start for me. And he was great for me. But I think as things in my life and his life changed, we just sort of grew apart. But there was no negativity there. It was just for that season for me to go to the next level. I had a trainer, I want to say at LA Fitness, where you can just go in because it's a part of your program. And that was hard because there was no connection for me. I would say my 3rd trainer I felt was good, but that's when I went through my transition with the thyroid and I had to stop. So again, there was no negativity there. It was just good for the time. Then COVID hit and then I met you. So once we made that connection, it just worked. And then, we went beyond even here. I've been to your house. You've been to my house. Our families know each other. So we have a different level of relationship there. So again, I would say that all of my trainers were good for me. It was just the season for me, if that makes sense. And now I think you're stuck with me. So,
She doesn't do it.
I don't like the way you just did that facial expression. Didn't work for me.
He comes up here with a plan, and you come
Come in here with a workout that I thought about.
He took time to write out what the workout's going to be for the day, and you come in and I like that one. Give me this. I want
that's good because actually my name is on the board twice right now. I like that. I don't even have just one spot. And I used to be all the way over there. Now I'm up at the top. I like that.
She notices all the little things.
Yes, the little details.
Well, what about the day you came in here?
And my name wasn't on there at all? Oh, I was in my feelings. Yes, and I pointed that out. But no, seriously though, it's
what about the day you assisted the heat trade today? He has to work out.
That he worked out with us. That was amazing. But it was amazing because I'm more competitive than I realized. So the harder you pushed yourself, the harder I pushed myself. You didn't even have to push me because I felt like I had to kind of keep up with you. So I just like that. It's just a vibe. It's a good vibe here. And that's what keeps me here because honestly, we drive 20-25 minutes just to get here and we could go right around the corner. So that says a lot, but we value being here, and I really feel like I have stock, in this place. So,
We pass at least 10 facilities.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is that, like I'm telling anybody, you got to find your home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where you feel comfortable to be and what program works for you. If you want to do it over long term, it's almost like finding a mate. You find one that's fun and that fun runs out. You know what I mean? You find one that's cute and that cuteness goes away fairly quickly. And you find one that's funny and then she's no longer funny. But you find one that has the same kind of characteristics that you possess. And you find that those connections are long lasting. So that's how this took place.
Right.
This becomes long lasting because it works.
Right. I also have this thing where I love to support young people or people just trying to do things. I love that. And I saw that drive in you. And it's easy for me to support that because I can respect that, and as an educator, I've worked with a lot of people, and a lot of people don't have the drive that you have. So that is also a reason why I come back, because every time you come up with something new, you showed me currency and you had me reading up on it. So
on the go back,
right?
I keep that in this book right here. Like this is go back.
Exactly. So I like that.
I'll talk to you guys about this at another date. Okay.
I like that, and that's really, I think, for me, what causes me to want to be here and to continue to train here.
Wonderful. Well, thank y'all for coming on. I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure everybody enjoyed this episode. I just wanted people to get a better understanding of you. I want them to see your greatness. All right, because again, a lot of people are not consistent. I've met and worked with over 200 people since I've been in this business.
Wow.
Okay, over 200 people, and 98% of them just aren't consistent. They come, they work out for a little while, and then it's just over. So I like to highlight and celebrate the people who have made that commitment to themselves.
Right.
All right, because a lot of people, they don't commit to themselves, and then they wonder why certain things don't work out. But y'all have made that commitment with the consistency, the discipline. Y'all push each other. Y'all come in here, y'all have a good time, even though it's painful, and even though you get tired, even though you're achy. And that's a lot of things people run away from. But I wanted to celebrate y'all and just give y'all this chance to just give people a good understanding of who you are, because they can possibly relate to it, to make them get off the couch,
right? For sure,
and do something.
For sure,
okay? Because if y'all can do it, everyone else can do it as well.
Yes.
Even with limitations. He had back problems. Steph has thyroid issues that she was dealing with. She can tell you car accidents, but they don't make excuses.
Right.
They just get up and they just keep going. So I just wanted to give you all a short round of applause.
Thank you.
I'll add more applause at the end of that.
Okay. Trophy,
get a tablet machine,
certificate.
Type machine. I know. But and that's it, y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. They're the first to do this. Of course, I had to make them number one because they look at them. They're great, right? So the next time we'll have a different member here coming out. I think it's going to be Scott. Actually, Scott is hilarious. He's funny. He's a great guy too. He's a chemist, so he'll have some great stories to tell us too. But thank you. Any last words?
No, thank you. We appreciate you.
Peace and blessing to you all. Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Thank y'all.